Hi guys, Kurt Provost here, your guide to all things new skin. I just saw a video of some penguins on an ice sheet that was breaking off, and the penguins wanted to jump off this ice sheet and get into the water, and it turns out that penguins are really pack animals and they have kind of a herd mentality, a hive mind going on. And so when some leaders of that pack start to jump off from one side of the sheet of ice, all the other penguins on the opposite end of the sheet, they start rushing down towards that, and they're all jumping in, and then someone decides to jump from the other side, and so they rush off to the other side. And what inevitably happens is that you see these penguins kind of running this way, and then that way, and then over here, and up here, and meanwhile, kind of the leaders of the pack are getting into the water and off the ice sheet, but there's a bunch of them that are stuck on the ice sheet, undecided as to which side they should exit from, which way they should enter the water. And I imagine they eventually got there, but I think it's a really potent image for us in this business, because I see so many people, and myself included in this. It's one of the downsides to being exposed to all the successes that are happening all around the world in this digital age that we have. We see other people experiencing success in a given thing, whether that is new skin or something else, and we start to deviate towards that. We start to think, oh, well, maybe that suits me better. Maybe I should be over there doing that. And then we see something else that's shiny over there, and we deviate that way and kind of forget a bit about what was happening over there and head that way and try that and think, well, maybe this will work for me. But the problem with that is that we never fully commit to anything. We never fully commit to the one thing that we should be doing, that we could be that leader in that field, and instead we end up being kind of like the donkey. If you've ever heard this story, there was a donkey that stood right in the middle of water and food, and it couldn't decide whether it was hungry or thirsty. And so it stood there full of indecision until eventually it died of hunger and thirst. And that's an exaggerated story, but many of us live our lives in exactly that way. We stand right smack bang in the center, and we're unable to commit ourselves to any one direction, to any one course of action. And just by default, we kind of cruise through life, not making those important decisions, not committing to the important actions that need to be taken. And as such, we end up with mediocrity, or we end up with struggles, because it works in reverse as well. It's like when you don't go out and face hardship, when you don't go out and face problems that you know are kind of lurking off in the distance, you kind of avoid them in the fog. They eventually come to you, and they're generally much larger when they come to you than if you had have actively sought them out to resolve them. And that's the idea of go and find the dragon in its lair before it finds you and your village. And so I share all of this, not so much for you, although I know it's probably useful for someone out there, but it's more for me, because I find that if I'm guilty of anything in this life, that is what I am guilty of being the donkey standing between the water and the food, and being unable to make up his mind as to what it is that he wants the most in this given moment. So, choose your course of action, choose your strategy, commit to it, start taking action towards it, and don't be the donkey, don't be the penguins on the ice sheet, and be the knight that goes out and slays the dragon in its lair rather than waiting for it to come and destroy the village. That's all for today, guys. I am Kurt Provost, your guide to all things new skin. I know that may not seem relevant to new skin, however, it totally is, because new skin is essentially life. It's like a compressed version of all the experiences that you have in a long life. And in order to exceed or excel at this business, it is important to face those difficult decisions and choose a course of action and commit to it. So, if you want to hear more things like this, let me know. If not, I'll stick to the product stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, guys.